full attention. You put attention, but not attachment. So the attachment doesn't solve the problem. What solves the problem is attention. But when you are not detached, then your attention is attached attention. It's an attention that is not available to everyone, an attention that gets stuck, absolutely stuck into that person with whom you are identified. Try to understand. So to be identified with someone is not actually what we can say paying attention to that person. And then your attention will work. If you are of that level, whenever you put attention to that particular person who needs your attention, it will work. But if you are all the time wasting your attention on a person because you are attached to that person, your attention will be tired. It won't work out. It's a big, I should say, a paradox. That if you are attached to someone, then your attention doesn't work. And if you are not attached to that person, you do everything else. Now you have to give lecture all the time, give lecture. Then I have to do some cooking, I'll do cooking, this, that, and that. But all the time if you are thinking about that person, all the time you want to have connection with that person, it's not necessary. By that kind of attachment, your attention also becomes useless, absolutely useless. So let the attention be free. Attention should not be bound by your attachments. Attention should be absolutely free. So it works automatically. Automatically. And you will be amazed, even if you do not pay attention, the attention will work it. It is such a great thing to have this spiritual attention, which is nothing but love. It will just act. You will be amazed how it acts. It's another world I'm talking about, not this mundane world, but something higher, where your attention works, and works so beautifully that you are amazed how it has worked. But you should not bound it by your attachments. If it is bound, you can have a very limited sphere. Only the people who are attached to you, or you are attached to those persons. That's why identification is not the way a guru should work it out. And you have to notice what are they doing, why is it they are not improving or rising in their attention. What is the problem? Why the divine is not flowing through them? And you will find the reason for this is that people do not have good attention is because it is focused on someone all the time. They feel this is their responsibility, that it should be focused. It's just to give an explanation, it's just an explanation to say that, see, naturally I have to be worried about this, I'm worried about that. It's just an explanation. But if you really don't fix your attention to one person or 10 persons only, then your attention looks after the whole world. It receives all the information, and also it gives all the information what is to be done to correct the situation. So one has to rise into that state where you do not get angry, annoyed, upset. No, not at all. What happens to you? That You see a situation and in that you are not involved. See the situation and you are away from it. Then you can solve that problem better. But if you are part and parcel of that problem, then you cannot solve. It's like this, I was telling, that those who are fighting, say, cannot solve the problem. But a person who is not fighting can solve the problem. So it's a very simple thing to understand that if you are identified, if you are involved with one person or with one kind of a thing, then you are lost. So our attention has to be always free and can be applied widely, wherever needed. That is the state one has to reach. If you reach that state of mind, it's not I'm saying you can do anything about it, it's just a state of mind. When you try to be deliberate about it, then it won't work out. But if you are sahaj, it will work out. So we come to the second point, apart from the attention, that we should leave everything into the hands of Param Chaitanya. Let the Param Chaitanya solve the problem. This is the problem, let Param Chaitanya solve the problem. We are not bothered. So a detachment comes in. You give the whole thing to Param Chaitanya to solve. So you are not in it, you are away from it. Very, very simple things are there. That if you understand that we suffer because everybody feels responsible for us. Everybody thinks they are responsible, they have to do this responsibility for us. Somebody says, this responsibility he has to do. All these things are worrying them. And that is the reason today we have a very complex society. They are suffering from all kinds of diseases in which only thinking is responsible. By this thinking all the time, thinking about one person, thinking about one problem, you reach nowhere. At that moment, what you have to do is to leave it to the Param Chaitanya. If it goes to the Param Chaitanya, it will manage. It will solve the problem.